Howdy, howdy. Welcome back to the Hardcore Podcast. I'm your host, Christopher Norwood.
And I'm your host, Robert Melton.
This is episode 36, and this is just a Let's Talk episode. We're talking about video games. We had a Nintendo Direct. We're going to talk about Final Fantasy 15 a little bit. Maybe 16 a little bit. We're going to talk about where 16 is better than 15. Now, we're not going to do that. We haven't played 16. But we're going to talk about
50.
Final Fantasy 16. Fuck me. We're doing it all over. So, we're talking about video games, okay?
Imagine.
We're talking about video games, and yes, we're going to talk about Pokemon too. So, without further ado, shall we get into it? No. Let's talk about what you've been playing.
I'll give you one guess.
You have been playing. Damn, I was trying to think of that one game you put thousands of hours into. What's that game called?
Smite.
Yeah, I was going to say you went back to Smite, but I know you haven't been doing that. You're still playing Tears of the Kingdom because you still haven't beat that game. You can beat that game in like 15 minutes. What is taking you so long?
I mean, yeah, you got a point.
Actually, I
don't know if you can do that with this game.
I think you can go straight. I don't think it's as easy as it was in Breath of the Wild. You can just literally just fucking rush to Ganon.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a way to get to Ganon without getting the paraglider. Like, is there a way to get down? I don't know if people have like broken the game to where you can do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think there is a way to kind of skip to Ganon, but I think there's a little more work you have to do. I don't think it's as easy.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, you're still playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Still playing.
How many hours would you say you're in?
160-ish.
Damn, dude. You got like 100 more hours than me.
Really?
Yeah. No, I think I'm at like maybe 60, 65.
I don't know for sure, but it's up there.
Damn. Oh, that's impressive. And there's probably still another 160 hours worth of content.
Dude,
if not more. Yeah, there's so much. That game's fucking huge.
It makes no sense how big that game is.
Would you say you are...
I'm like still picking up materials that I've never even had.
Really?
Yeah. You know, when like you're like picking shit up and it's like... Ding!
Yeah, for like the first time that you found that?
I'm still picking shit up that I've never even picked up before.
Oh, wow. Do you happen to remember any of like the recent items that you've never found?
That
you've recently
I did get
found?
one yesterday, but it was like like a roasted pork chop or some random shit.
Just like a new recipe, like a new food that you haven't made before.
But, I don't know. There's so many enemy types, and not every time you're going to get the same drops.
Right.
So maybe if I'm like fighting like a white bokoblin or silver or whatever the fuck they're called, then you'll get like a white bokoblin horn.
Oh, okay.
So
I got
shit like that.
Yeah. Do you think you're coming to, like, are you ready to move on? Are you still enjoying yourself?
I'm definitely still enjoying the game. I just feel that I need to move on. And plus, I really want to fucking play Final Fantasy 16. And I don't want to start that until I finish this.
You're a better man than me.
Yeah.
I need to finish Tears of the Kingdom too. Definitely not as many hours as you.
Wait,
but
there's a second one? I'm kidding.
Well, I'm saying as well. You had me thinking I fucked up again. I was like, what? Did I really do that? But I'm still at a point where, like, I don't think I have much more to where I can kind of just go to Ganon and, like, finish the main story. Actually beat Ganon while finishing the main story.
Yeah.
But yes, after I do that, probably going to finish Judgment. That's what I've been playing. I'm probably going to finish that, but after that, I'll probably be right there with you, ready to play Final Fantasy 16.
So what is Judgment?
So
I
Judgment.
know nothing about this.
I'm going to do my best to improv this, give you the gist of the game. So Judgment is in the Yakuza game universe. Mm-hmm. I know you know what Yakuza is.
I know what it is, but I don't really actually know what those games are about other than the Yakuza.
Pretty much. So I haven't played them either. So this is like my first main game into like that like series.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I don't know if like games from the Yakuza series are like in this game or not. So this game, you play as Yagami-san, and he is a ex-lawyer, now detective. So the gist of it is him and Kaito-san, that's like his right-hand man. They both run the Yagami-san detective agency, and he is ex-Yakuza. So they were a part of the, he was a part of the, Matagane family, which is a subsidiary of the Tojo clan, and that's a part of the Yakuza. So they find themselves mixed in with some Yakuza drama. There's like some murder, some revenge going on, and with him being a detective, he's pretty much trying to right some of his wrongs from the past. And there's like a lot of side stories and different characters you meet. There's a lot of side stuff you can do with like drone racing and just like blackjack, poker, different mini games you can play. But there's plenty to do in this game. But I'm having some fun with that. The combat's pretty good. I like the detective mystery side to it. But that's what I've been playing. And there is a sequel. I think after this, I'd probably take a little break, play some Final Fantasy 16. But I'll probably make my way to the sequel after that. Then maybe get into the actual main Yakuza series.
When did this game come out? Judgment?
This game, I want to say like 2018.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. So it's like fairly recent, fairly new. And the sequel was released maybe like a couple years ago, a year or two ago.
God, how many fucking Yakuza games are there?
So I know there's 6 Yakuza games where you, with like the main protagonist, Kiryu. And then there's a spin-off game called Like a Dragon, and I think you play as a new protagonist in that game. And I want to say we're getting a sequel to that game soon. And then there's, actually there may be 7 main Yakuza games. Either way, there's like 10 in this universe.
That's crazy.
Like 10, maybe 11 or 12 in this like Yakuza universe. And then there's 0, and then you have remakes of like the first 2, and then they've went ahead and remastered like 3 through 5. And then 6 is still pretty recent to where they didn't really need to like remaster that. And then you have the Like a Dragon games. Judgment, I think the second one's called like Lost Judgment or Last Judgment. So there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I think there's even another spin-off game that came out on the PS3. So again, 10 to 12.
I feel like that game's got to be like really popular in Japan.
Oh, probably.
Because I don't know anybody other than you that has actually like played.
The only, my buddy Andre, he is really big into it, and he's played all of them.
Damn.
Yeah. He said if he had to, it's probably like his biggest this highest suggested game. Like if he's talking to his buddy about games and he's to suggest a game, it's like the Yakuza games.
Oh, interesting.
And I think 0 is what he tells people to start with. So once I'm done with Judgment,
is that
the sequel? Sorry?
Is that like the base?
Yes. So the Yakuza 0. So that's like, so obviously the first Yakuza was the first game in the series, but after they made like 5 or after 6, they went back to 0 to tell like the origin story.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Also need to beat Tears of the Kingdom, beat Judgment, then on to Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about more. We did watch a recent GamerRanks video on that. It's got us even more hype. So
yeah. Before that, we did play some Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah.
After Jeff had left.
Yeah.
He was hanging out with us.
Last episode, we were hanging out with Jeff. We did an episode with Jeff, and we were hoping that he'd want to play.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to.
He didn't.
So you ended up staying.
We ended up watching fucking...
gosh. Winnie the Pooh,
Blood and Honey.
Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
And that was, I'm glad we watched it, but not that we were expecting an incredible movie. It lived up to our expectations.
A lot of cringe.
It was very cringe.
Very bad
acting.
Acting, CGI. I mean, the story, pretty fucking trash.
Oh my gosh.
Bad movie, but entertaining.
Yeah.
Entertaining.
Yeah, it was definitely... I guess if...
Maybe worth $6
the sole mission of a movie is to be entertaining, like it lived up to that at least.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. But when Jeff left, we were like... It was like midnight, maybe 1 o'clock at this point.
I think it was like 1 o'clock, yeah.
We were like thinking about going to bed, and we were like...
I made a joke. I was like... I think you'd asked me, like, so what do you want to do? And I was like, play Dragon Ball FighterZ.
And I was like, well, I mean, I'm down if you want to.
So we downloaded it. Chris took a shower, and then we fucking started playing it.
Yeah, we played that for a couple hours, but I'd say we're in. It was
actually surprisingly fun. A lot more to do than I expected.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, we played barely like 1% of it, but
yeah, no, we just kind of barely scratched the surface.
Yeah.
But it'll be a game if there's ever a time where it's just like you and I, and we're looking for something to do, and we're not, obviously filming a podcast. I'd play it again.
Yeah,
no, I like to finish
fun.
it at some point. It just may take a while.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. Definitely more Street Fighter-esque, but it's nice to play a like kind of somewhat 2D side-scrolling Dragon Ball Z game, in the vein of like Budokai versus like Tenkaichi, more 3D environments.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, so that was fun. So we recently had Nintendo Direct about a week ago. And I finally got to watching it. You watched some of the trailers, and this was a really good Nintendo Direct. I got to say, I was very impressed by this. There's a lot of games that I want to talk about here. So, you want to get into it?
Let's do it.
So,
hold on.
Yeah. Nintendo Direct. We're going to talk about it. Woo! Right here. So, surprisingly, something that you think they would have like ended with, they started with.
Yeah.
So the Nintendo Direct starts, and the first thing they start with is the DLC for Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually get like more of a trailer, more gameplay. They tell us more about what's going to be covered in the DLC. So the DLC is broken into two parts. The first part is the Teal Mask, and the second part is the Indigo Disc. So the Teal Mask we get this fall, and the Indigo Disc we get in winter. Even though fall is pretty much right around the corner, we still don't have like an official release date.
Surprisingly.
Very surprisingly. So, with the Teal Mask, the trailer / just gameplay reveal, whatever you want to call it, it starts by showing us the grounds and the scenery of the new region, Kitakami, that we will be able to explore, as well as the new Pokemon returning to this latest installment, such as like Gligar, Vulpix, shows off Hoot Hoot, Corphish, Yanma, and many more. We also meet new trainers such as Carmine and Kieran, who tell us about the Festival of Masks, which celebrates the loyal 3 Pokemon who have always protected the region from the ogre. These loyal 3 being Okidogi, Monkey Dory, and Pheasantipity, which, whether you like the Pokemon or not, because they've showed them off previously, those names are sweet and very fitting to like the Pokemon and how they look.
Yeah,
as are like most Pokemon names. They've always like nailed it.
I do like the names, but
you're not a fan of the loyal 3.
I don't like the designs.
So, are we thinking these are like mythical Pokemon? It's mythical, not mystical, right?
Yeah, mythical.
Mythical. Okay, because I always kind of get that confused.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not thinking these are legendary Pokemon. But I can see them being like mythical Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know. They probably are mythical, because then the 2 other ones are probably the legendaries.
I would say, yeah, those are more so legendary.
Yeah.
I guess, like, what makes a legendary Pokemon a legendary Pokemon?
You got to go into the lore on that one.
Yeah, seriously. So, again, these loyal 3 being Okidogi, Monkey Dory, and Pheasantipity, and the ogre being Ogerpon, which, again, I think is a good name.
That's the Teal Mask.
Yes, I'm guessing that's the Teal Mask, and this DLC will probably focus on the Festival of Masks. This DLC is set to release sometime this fall. And this DLC, along with the next, will bring a total of 230 more Pokemon over from previous Pokemon titles.
Very happy about that.
Yes, very happy about that. About damn time. So, the next DLC, the Indigo Mask, takes place at a new school, Blueberry Academy, that is located in the middle of the ocean and has a curriculum that emphasizes Pokemon battling. We meet new characters like Trainer Lacey, as well as School Director Kyrano, and are shown the world-renowned Park Beneath the Sea, which is a terrarium beneath the school that's pretty much a region of its own that consists of 4 different environments. There's an ice area, there's a Rocky Mountains area, sandy desert. I guess you could call it a sander. A sandy desert, and a beachy island area. And the respective Pokemon that will reside in these areas, such as, some that were shown off include, I think it's pronounced Zebstrika, Alolan Executor, Golurk, and Dugong, as well as the new, we're just going to call it legendary or mythical Pokemon, Terapagos.
Yeah.
So another really good name, and that is set, again, to release winter of this year. No official release date, but as long as we get it this year,
Yeah, and those are only like 3 months apart, probably.
Yeah. So, I mean, plenty to do with each, and by the time you're done with the first one, the second one will be released. So I did have some questions, which you watched that trailer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in one of the Teal Mask scenes, when it was showing off the Teal Mask DLC, there was a statue with a Hisuian Growlithe. So I'm wondering if we're getting more Hisui/Legends Arceus lore. And plus, the vibe of the DLC, I don't know if you noticed, but the vibe of the DLC was very on par with the vibe of early Hisui.
That is true, because it looked very much like a Japanese infrastructure.
Yeah.
So
I
didn't even think about that.
I'm curious. If we're going to get more lore into like Hisui and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, why would you have a statue there like, this is a Hisuian Growlithe, so I don't know if, like, where this game takes place, what was it, Kitakami, if that's, like, near Sinnoh, because, Hisui is early Sinnoh. So I don't know if that, like, takes place off an island near, or, I don't know how that works.
Yeah, and we do know that they have some, like, slight Easter eggs of, like, Hisuian features in the regular Scarlet and Violet games. Mm-hmm. Like, you see the professor and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, Professor Levinton, yeah. So that would be cool. I'm hoping that we get some more lore there.
Mm-hmm.
Another question I had was, with Blueberry Academy focusing on battles, will that being just a big focus of the curriculum there, will we finally be getting like a bigger difficulty spike? As we've seen in previous games, you have like the battle tower.
Yep.
I think it's called like the battle subway in Black and White. Like, are we going to get something like that? So it's optional to where you can just kind of battle through like these waves of just trainers.
Yeah.
And the further you go undefeated, the harder it gets. That would be pretty cool. And lastly, my last question, with Terapagos, did you notice his shell by chance?
Mm-mm.
So Terapagos' shell seems to represent every Pokemon type. So there's like the emblem for each type on its shell.
Yeah. Well, I know it's supposed to seem like, or at least when I first seen the trailers, when they released them like months back,
right?
It was like, that seemed like the origin of the terrestrialization.
Oh.
The turtle.
So that would maybe answer my question here. So again, will this Pokemon be able to utilize every energy type? Maybe terrestrialize to every type.
That'd
be kind of cool.
That's interesting,
right? Because that's a big focus on this, Scarlet and Violet.
Arceus 2.0.
Arceus 2.0. So, that was really all I had on, like, the DLC. But either way, like, looks sweet. I'm excited. Ready to dig back into Scarlet and Violet. Get some more Pokemon. 230. Not that there are 230 new Pokemon.
Yeah.
But they're new to, like, this game.
Oh, I mean,
especially for us, like, that have, flexing a little bit. We complete our Pokedex.
Yeah.
Our Paldean Pokedex. So we're ready for some Mo.
Yeah. And it's always fun to see the Pokemon, you know and love in these newer games.
In the game, yes, because as we learned a week or two ago, that you can now like transfer over like 150, 160 Pokemon over, but it's different when you can actually find them in the wild and like see them interacting with the world and stuff.
Curious what they're going to do with like the old legendaries. Because like a lot of the games, like say, actually I don't even know what Sword and Shield did for that.
Then they had their own Galarian versions, right? Of like the birds, for example.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about like how to capture them, or if they were purely
like
events or transferables.
Yeah,
But like other games, like Sun and Moon, they have the wormholes, so you just go through the wormholes and you find one that has a Mewtwo in it or a Lunala.
Yeah, see, I haven't played those ones, so I'm not even sure. And is it similar to like the distortions?
Pretty, yeah.
And like Arceus? Like it explains how you'd have these Pokemon, how you're able to catch them and stuff.
I guess so, yeah. So I'm curious if they'll do anything like that, or if you can just transfer them from old games.
They make it lazy, just like, just transfer them.
Pretty much.
Not that I'm like stoked on this. I feel like it's still worth mentioning. We're getting a new Sonic game.
Whoa!
Yes,
dude, I love Sonic.
Yeah. So we're getting a new Sonic game, Sonic Superstars, which is a 2D side-scrolling Sonic game, very classic, in the vein of like the old Sonic games, that allows you to utilize the different powers of Sonic and his friends, and even allows 4-player local co-op. That comes out this fall. The 4-player local co-op, that's actually, I want to say that's pretty new to Sonic games.
Yeah.
So that's actually pretty cool. I think when they showed it off, obviously Sonic, super fast. Knuckles, he's able to climb. Tails can fly. And Amy has a hammer. So, like, those are the different abilities that you can utilize. Tinkaton, pretty much. To, like, get through terrain and unlock certain things that may be hidden. So, yeah, that comes out this fall. If you're a Sonic fan, keep an eye out for that. We have... butt in at any point if you want to stop me or you have a question or you want to talk about something.
I'm out on Sonic. Go ahead.
Okay. You sure? Golden Sonic, Super Saiyan Sonic. I don't know if there's something you want to mention.
They ripped something off.
Ooh.
I just feel it.
I feel like there's definitely some influence there. I can't put my
like I've definitely seen something like get enraged and turn gold before. I just don't know. I can't think of it.
I don't know.
Yeah. Beats me off.
Beats me off, dude. All right, so we got Palia. This is a new free-to-play simulation game that looks to be in the vein of like Rune Factory and Harvest Moon, as well as you had brought
Sims,
Dreamlight Valley.
That's
a Disney game. So with that being said, it lets you Animal Crossing. With that being said, it lets you create and decorate your home, village, farm, as well as allowing you to go out into the wilds to adventure and discover the many mysteries of this world.
It looks really fun.
I mean, it's free to play too. That's why I wrote it down, because like I like games like that.
And that
looked really interesting.
Rare for Nintendo.
Yeah, they're like, you know what? We've been greedy for like 40 years. Let's throw them a bone, Let's throw them, but they can have Palia. They ain't having no free Pokemon.
You can have Palia, but you're going to have to pay $20 for these green t-shirts.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, you want the Nintendo 64 logo on your shirt? $30.
Not that we know there's going to be microtransactions, but it's a free game.
Yeah, they got to justify it somehow. Yeah. So this can be played online with friends or solo. This is set to release this holiday season. Surprise. Another game we're getting this year. No release date. That was a trend with this Nintendo Direct. As good as it was, we don't have many release dates. We have some, but not many.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have Persona 5 Tactica. So
were you stoked on this one?
I'm pretty stoked on this. So we've already seen the previous trailer that was in the Microsoft little showcase they had. But we've seen like another look. This was definitely a different... This was a different...
Dog got him.
Yeah, the dog got me. This was a different perspective, different look, different trailer. And this is one I'm pretty stoked on. So we got another look at the new Chibi Persona 5 Tactics game and some of the abilities you are able to use in combat, as well as returning mechanics such as Persona Fusion. Seems to take place in a revolutionary era world with the Persona style we all know. Set to release... Oh, we actually have a release date for this one. Set to release November 17th of this year. So not too far away. Not
2 days before my birthday.
I think I'm going to get this one for your birthday. It's going to be your first entry into Persona.
Yikes.
You know nothing about this world. here you go. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Learn, bitch. The other games are nothing like this. But yes, no, I am pretty stoked about that one. So this one, I was actually surprised. This next game, I was actually surprised of your enthusiasm towards it.
Oh, okay.
Myth Force.
Yeah.
So you were actually like really stoked on this when I told you to look up the trailer.
Well, when I had originally, when the Nintendo Direct came out, I like kind of skimmed through them and was just looking through the trailers that I was like intrigued by.
Mm-hmm.
Totally bypassed this one, and then you had mentioned it when I got here.
Skip.
I mean, most of them are trash. I can't say that. A lot of indie games are actually really good.
Yeah, I guess you just got to be, there's an audience for it.
Yeah. But when I watched the trailer, it's very unique. It's a very, very unique game. I guess the game itself isn't very unique, but the art style's unique. It's 4-player co-op online, which is fucking awesome. And it looks so fun.
Yeah, this will be a fun game if you're not wanting to play something like too serious, but you're on Discord with some buddies.
Yeah.
Get a party of 4 and just fucking go adventure. I put it as
you compared it like Gauntlet.
Gauntlet meets first person meets Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, kind of like a dungeon crawler too, it seems. In a way.
Yeah, this is definitely, I think it says like it's like a roguelike game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so it has some like roguelike elements to it. Those elements weren't really showed off in the trailer. I think this may have been like an official announcement. I haven't seen anything else on it. So yeah, Gauntlet meets Saturday morning cartoons, first-person roguelike game that looks really fun to play with a party of 4. That's what I had on it.
Yeah.
And it looks like you have your classic like class system. You have a wizard, witch, sorceress character. You have your warrior or barbarian. You have your archer, and then your like assassin, like rogue character.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that was shown off. I don't know if they have more classes, but either way, you know, I don't think it's a massive game. So like just those 4, if that's all it is, good enough for me.
What I'm hoping for is like a pretty good leveling system. Under $70. God, I hope it's under $70.
I would.
So imagine who the fuck am I going to find 4 people to pay $70 for this?
Yeah.
When it's probably like a 5-hour campaign, maybe.
Probably. I wonder if there's maybe there's a lot of replayability. We don't know if it's 5 hours, but it just I'm not expecting a 40-hour game.
Exactly.
Either.
From like a 20-second trailer they showed.
Yeah. So
and also no release date. We just know it's coming this year.
Yeah, it's coming this year, no release date. I'm thinking a game like this, I wouldn't be mad at like $39.99, like $40.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I would
Max.
hope for 30.
Yeah, hope for 30.
But
40
like
max.
$40, I'm like, all right, I'll still purchase that.
Yeah.
Like if me, you, Jeff, and Ken, or Terrell and Ken are on, and Ken's like, hey, y'all want to, each buy this for $40? I'd be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's try it out. So yeah, no, Myth Force coming this year, no release date.
Check it out.
Pretty fun, yeah. Check
out the trailer.
So this one, I was not expecting this. Again, this Nintendo Direct happened a week ago. By the time you're listening to this, 2 weeks ago. I don't know how I didn't see anything for this game or hear about it, but we are getting a new Detective Pikachu game. So Detective Pikachu
The last one was on the DS, wasn't it?
3DS.
3DS, yeah.
That was on the 3DS, and I know this sounds like I'm so fucking excited. I haven't played the first one.
Yeah, me neither.
But this one, just from the trailer that they showed us, didn't give any like story information or anything.
I don't even think it had any gameplay, really.
Yeah. Well, I think everything they showed was gameplay, but it was like cutscenes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like cutscenes. Like we don't know how it's going to play, But I'm pretty stoked on this.
Yeah, I mean, you could be a detective in the Pokemon world. Definitely a shift from main series or even the like mystery dungeons, but
yeah, I'm glad you said that because you hit one of my points. So again, this is one I didn't see coming. Don't know anything about the story, but we got to look at a really cool perspective on Pokemon that we don't really see in the games.
Yeah.
So Pokemon and how they really interact with the world in society. So, for example, in the trailers, we seen like an Inteleon watering flowers, which again would be realistic in the Pokemon world, but you don't really see that in like the main games. It's usually just a trainer with the Pokemon standing beside them, or you're just fucking battling. Like, you don't really see the Pokemon interacting with the world how you would think they realistically would.
I feel like an Inteleon in the real world would probably be like drowning a Growlithe or something.
Really?
I mean, maybe.
I don't know why. Inteleon, I get that. Like, watering flowers, that's definitely realistic. But just from the aesthetic, I feel like Inteleon would be on...
like a pageant show or something.
I'm thinking police force. I don't know why. I just see the Inteleon just like helping out with the cops or something.
Yeah.
As well as a Machamp for sure. But like, I don't know.
Firefighter.
Hey, there you go. Firefighter. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, that makes sense. And I'm thinking we're going to see a lot of that in the game. And that gets me excited. Like, that literally gets me horny. No,
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Inteleon. Just kidding, Blissey. You're my girl. All right, so we see Inteleon watering flowers as well as, and I thought this was hilarious, not that you would expect this, but there is a Politoed and Poliwag singing in the club. Like, it was what you think would be like a club or something, and it was a Politoed with two Poliwags, and they're just singing into a microphone on stage. And I was like, I don't know why, but that's fucking cool.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it makes sense. You go outside past dusk and frogs are singing. You just hear them.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, actually.
Because they're trying to fuck.
I guess that does make sense.
Gotta attract a mate somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe we'll see, like, Pokemon intercourse in this game.
Oh, God, I hope so, dude. It's not canon yet.
This is terrible. Oh, and we even got a small scene with Mewtwo actually talking.
Yeah.
So I thought, again...
I'm in.
Oh, I know you're in. Yeah, for sure. But I don't know. I think that's just a cool perspective you don't really see in, like, the mainline Pokemon games. Just like Pokemon, you know, how they actually would act and... Not act, but, you know, like, live in society.
Yeah.
Like, realistically. And I think we're going to see a lot of that in this game. So, again, not one I think I'd be into, but I'm very down for a linear, story-driven Pokemon game that focuses on mystery and Pokemon in a more realistic setting. I know that sounds weird, Pokemon in a realistic setting, but I think with what I just prefaced, that should make sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm in. And we actually got a release date for that. So that's coming out. Again, all this stuff feels like it's right around the corner. That's set to release October 6th of this year.
A couple months away.
And again, like, I think this was like our first look at it. I think we knew there was a new Detective Pikachu games in the works, but they fucking, you know, released the trailer and it's like, oh, you're getting this in 4 months.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. I'll take that. So yeah, I don't know if I said the official name. That's Detective Pikachu Returns.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe it's a game that comes out, we fall in love with. We may want to go back to the first one.
I wish it was a different detective.
Sorry?
Said I wish it was a different detective, but it'll do.
Different as... What do you mean? Like, not Pikachu?
Yeah.
Detective, what would you want? Detective, what would you want that's, like, realistic? Like, okay, I can see this Pokemon. You know how we said Inteleon would be in the Fire Force.
Detective...
Mr. Mime.
I mean, yeah, Mr. Mime would work.
I can see that.
Mr. Mime
No.
would work.
Detective Mr. Rhyme. He has more detective vibes. He has like a
cane
and shit.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Detective Mr. Rhyme.
Yeah, like an old-timey detective.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Fucking monocle. He's rocking the monocle or something.
Yeah, I like that.
That would actually be sick.
Maybe a Shuckle? No, I'm kidding.
That could be like the Watson to the Sherlock Mr. Rhyme.
Yeah.
The Shuckle.
A Thievul. No, he'd have to be the
that's
antagonist.
a bad guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to go there. I almost went to the pre-evolution.
No.
I was about to make of course he'd be the antagonist joke.
Jesus.
Oh, gosh. I guess if you know, you know, but you probably don't know. It's kind of an inside joke.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Detective Pikachu. Detective Mr. Rhyme. Gosh, they really dropped the ball there. All right, so this next one, we're both pretty stoked on. Super Mario RPG.
Yeah.
What did you think? You seen the trailer, so I'm going to pass the ball to you. What did you think?
So, when I was watching the trailer, my mind immediately went to you because a few months ago, you were playing this on your 3DS. Well, not the original.
Yeah.
The original Mario RPG. But then I saw the trailer and it looks fucking awesome.
So when you first seen this,
completely overhauled, like from the ground up.
This is no like remaster.
And
this is like a remake.
Yeah.
I thought it was I don't know if you thought the same. I was definitely thinking, all right, this is definitely going to be, Super Mario RPG. I was thinking it was going to be a sequel.
A sequel would have been awesome. But I think either way, if this sells pretty well, it's bound to happen.
We'll get more. Yeah. I was thinking that too.
And yeah, I mean, just the graphics alone make it way better.
Yeah. The game is beautiful.
The Switch, they'll be able to do much more with it. Hopefully the cutscenes are fucking sweet.
Dude, like, I was going to say, like, this type of game is like what the Switch is made for.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a Mario game, but like I feel like we're really starting to see like the Switch showing us like what it can put out.
Yeah.
Because this is like a gorgeous game. Not super like photorealistic. Obviously, it's Mario, but like it still is so stylized and like gorgeous.
Yeah, and this is like this is the exact style. Like this is like the peak style of like what the Switch is capable of. I feel like I mean, you have like Breath of the Wild, which that game runs amazingly on the Switch, but then you have fucking Scarlet and Violet, which they just did so much with. And it doesn't even look as good as Scarlet and Violet, Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild.
Right.
It's got
and it's
a bunch
much bigger.
Much
too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they just dropped the ball. Game Freak did on that. But this Mario game, yeah, it's like the peak stylization as far as like really good graphics can go for a Mario game.
Agreed. And you usually see this, towards the end of like a console's life, like games are looking as good as they're going to get for this console, and I think we're starting to see that.
Yeah,
which is,
and we keep hearing rumors about the new Switch. So
yeah. I wonder if before the year ends, if we're gonna like
know anything about it.
Yeah, you usually get like
it's gonna be like
a code name or something.
Yeah,
like
probably.
Remember before the Series S or X. When the Xbox One came out, there was like the Xbox One X. And for a while, that was like, I think it was called Project Scorpio.
Yeah.
It was like the PC killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah. And then their next system is literally a fucking PC.
Remember when they made the PC killer and then locked all the games to 30 frames?
Yeah. But I'm wondering if we'll get like some type of code name before the year ends.
Yeah, I could see something. Or they're going to do it like the direct and be like, comes out in 4 months.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome. That's what we want. You can pre-order after the show.
Yeah. Oh, God.
So I'm just going to read off what I put here. Probably a lot of what you already said. So Super Mario RPG. I started by saying I know Adam Blank is hype on this one. So we are getting a complete remake of Super Mario RPG. And real quick, why I thought it was a sequel was because the original was called like Super Mario RPG in the 7 Stars or something like that.
Yeah.
They're dropping that last bit and it's just Super Mario RPG. So we are getting a complete remake of Super Mario RPG that originally released on the SNES. I didn't play the original, but this game looks pretty awesome. Graphic style is almost a little too chibi for me. I will admit, almost a little too chibi for me.
That's fair.
Very passable. Like it's not like there's some games that are way too chibi.
Yes.
Do you remember that? I think it was called Final Fantasy World.
Yep. I 100% agree.
I can't play that. That's literal chibi. And like Final Fantasy to me is supposed to be like badass. Like, if you're showing Cloud, he's got to be a badass. Don't show me a little fucking little chibi. He's just a head, small body, small
Well, how do you
arms.
feel about like Sora or not Sora, like Riku, Kairi, and Pain? Sorry, not Riku and Kairi. What am I saying?
Are you talking about
I'm talking about
Kingdom Hearts?
Yes,
characters?
Kingdom Hearts, but it's Yuna. Is it? Yeah, Yuna.
Oh,
Riku and Pain, but they're chibi in the game.
Oh,
I don't know if you remember that at all.
I don't remember Pain. I definitely remember like Waka, Titus, Leon. I remember them.
But they're not chibi.
Yeah, but they're like still cartoon. They're like stylized. Like I'm okay with that because that's kind of like borderline like Final Fantasy 9. Graphics. Although that's like a PS1 game, but like that's what they were like stylized to look like.
Right.
So that's passable. That's probably still like almost pushing it, but that's still very passable for me. So again, this game looks pretty awesome. Graphic style is almost a little too chibi for me, but passable. World definitely has the Mario charm and silliness we all love. Pretty excited and a great place to jump onto the Mario RPG bandwagon. Set to release November 17th.
When I first
Wasn't there another game? Oh, I guess I'm getting you Persona 5 and this game for your birthday.
When I first saw it, I thought it was going to be RPG Maker.
Oh, but like a 3D version type thing?
But then I seen it. I was like, oh, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Remake.
I'm glad you're excited about this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that. Yeah, Robert would be excited about a Mario RPG game, but I'm glad you are.
Yeah, it looks good.
You know what? I hope that this
Retro
game,
RPG.
I hope that DLC for Tears of the Kingdom comes out on like the 16th. And I get you these games on the 17th so you can't play the DLC. You have to play these games that I bought for you.
And you already know, fucking... I can almost guarantee you that this Pokemon DLC is going to be around that date. Because it always is every year.
Yeah, dude. Around your birthday, there's always... It doesn't matter what kind of Pokemon game. There's always a fucking Pokemon something.
Mm-hmm.
Update, big update, DLC, new game being released right around your birthday.
Yeah. It's awesome.
That is pretty damn cool. I wonder if maybe...
Arceus came out right around your birthday.
Yeah. Yeah. It was... less than a month,
before,
yeah. Less, like, right under a month. Thank you for doing that. I loved it. So, yeah. Super Mario RPG. If you haven't seen the trailer and any of what we just said past few minutes sounds interesting, check it out. We're pretty stoked.
It's crazy they've been together for, like, nearly 30 years.
Who?
D's nuts.
Moving on. Just kidding. I'll give you that one. That was pretty good. I did not see that one coming. There's usually more of a setup.
I know.
So I was like...
That was entirely
my mind didn't
random.
Even go there. But if anything you say... Like, I'm pretty good now. If anything you say ends on, like, E's, like, I know, like, you're not getting me. Nothing like it. All right, so right after that... Like, they were just fucking throwing Mario. They were fucking shoving that Mario down there, You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's a plumber.
Yeah.
He was clogging our pipes.
He's clogging it and laying it.
Oh. So, right after that, they showed us, like, 20 to 30 seconds on a untitled Princess Peach game.
Yeah.
But Princess Peach is getting her own game. They did show off some gameplay, and it was kind of in that same... like RPG vein.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't look like a classic like 2D scrolling game. Almost, no, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say it almost had a like Paper Mario look to it, but just in like the way the game's played. It didn't have like that aesthetic at all.
Yeah.
So either way, new Princess Peach game, as well as they gave us news that they are remastering the second Luigi game, Luigi Mansion game.
Why the second one? Did they do anything with the first?
Yeah, I think the first one...
That got ported, right?
Actually, I know they ported it to the 3DS.
Yeah.
And I want to say maybe it was
that was originally a GameCube.
It was a GameCube game. Maybe they also ported it to the Switch, where you can buy it
maybe
digitally.
Oh, it's probably... it's probably on that... Actually, I don't know, because that's not one of the systems for it.
Well, I know, again, the original one is on the 3DS.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like that Nintendo subscription thing. I don't think it's playable on there because they don't have the 3DS shit.
Yeah, no. And they don't have the GameCube shit, which would, please.
Dude, they would make so much fucking money.
I think it's...
Inevitable?
Either,
maybe on this next system.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. It's either inevitable, like, going to be, like, on this system towards the end of it, or just on the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But either way, we know the third Luigi's Mansion game was solely made for the Switch, and we're getting a remaster of the second one for the Switch, and that one's Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. So they just let us know that was in development, not coming out anytime soon, not this year.
Yeah.
I don't think. So next game. This one, pretty stoked on. So this one is Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 1. I think I'm stoked to play one of these games in particular, but what all comes with this collection is what I'm more so stoked on. So we are big fans of, and we've said this many times, Remember the Game. This is our buddy, close friend, Adam Blank's podcast. Oh gosh, I wish. But yeah, we love Remember the Game. That's a lot of what influenced this podcast. And one of his recent episodes, his fans have been pushing for him to play Snake Eater, which is the third game in the Metal Gear Solid franchise. And he finally played it, which he had prefaced, years ago. Not really my game. Probably won't like it that much, but he finally did it. And spoiler alert, he didn't really like it. But he still respects the shit out of the game. And even with that episode and him not liking it, it made me want to play it.
Yeah.
So I was looking this game up on the PlayStation because I was like, there's got to be a remaster, because we had recently, with playing Dragon Ball Fighter Z, I had got the little subscription thing. So I was thinking, all right, maybe Metal Gear Solid, the older games, are going to be on here. They weren't, but I also seen in the PlayStation Store that Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 1 was coming to the PlayStation.
Oh, hell
which,
yeah.
No surprise. But it was kind of cool to see that trailer during this Nintendo Direct. So, with the Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 1, it's a compilation including the first game, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, and Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater, which is the one I really want to play. And I think in this convoluted Metal Gear Solid chronological timeline, that's the first game. And as well as those three games, I didn't look more into this. I probably should. It comes with 3 OG titles. Because where I say these are the first 3, these weren't the first 3 officially released. I think Metal Gear was a OG NES game.
Oh, yeah.
So it comes with the very first 3 OG titles that's, I guess, officially started the series. But this is the part where that really excites me, gets me horny. This also includes digital graphic novels that I guess maybe tie in some of the games or kind of fill in some of the blanks there.
Oh, a graphic novel.
That. Pretty cool.
Snake Eater?
Oh gosh. Hentai manga. So it includes digital graphic novels, art, character books, and I thought this was really cool, but strategy guides to each of these games.
Oh.
Yeah, I've never seen a collection do that before.
That's cool as fuck.
Include a digital strategy guide.
Yeah.
That's literally cool as fuck. And that is this volume, this compilation is set to release October 24th. This is going to be a busy fourth quarter, man, for gamers, for the podcast. There's a lot of shit.
Oh, no.
We got to be strategic with what we're going to play, what I'm going to actually finish. So after that, they showed off that there's a new Zelda and Ganondorf amiibos coming this holiday season. They didn't give any information on what these amiibos will allow you to do in game, but at the least they look cool. Mm-hmm. Something to put on the shelf, something to collect. I know some of those amiibos get pretty pricey, just like with any kind of fucking figure thing like that. Mm-hmm. Funko Pops, for example. Oh
what God. I do like though about amiibos is that Nintendo keeps up with them for the most part. So the old amiibos you can still utilize in newer games, which is
true.
Great.
Yeah. I guarantee on the next Switch, when we get the new Zelda game and you're able to use amiibos on this next Switch, all those old Zelda amiibos you'll be able to do something with.
Yeah.
Even in the games that are on the Switch, like Skyward Sword got a remaster. Mm-hmm. I guarantee these new amiibos, they'll do something on that old game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got news of those. Those are coming out. They did look really sweet if it is just something you want to collect. So lastly, again, there's a lot of games that were covered. I just kind of took notes on everything that really interested me. because I'm selfish. And this is Partially Mod Podcast, and I can do whatever I want. So the last thing that they covered was a new Super Mario Bros. Game. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And this is like a classic kind of 2D scrolling platforming game that I'm pretty damn stoked on. So, again, it's in the vein of classic Mario games with its side-scrolling platforming action, graphics, and animations look incredible, with a big focus on music and sound design, as well as the new Wonder Flower, which when obtained seems to do something different to Mario or the world around him. One even turned him into an elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, it showed a few examples of, like, the terrain changing. He changes into an elephant. I don't know if it's, like, different every single time, but it seems like in each world, if you find one, it'll do something completely different.
Is Mario turning into, like, a furry?
One can only hope.
He's been a cat.
Yeah, he's been a
dinosaur.
Tanuki, is that a thing? I think that's what the leaf is called.
Oh yeah.
Feather. Yeah, he's been a dinosaur.
An elephant.
I mean, at that point, is there a different term for it?
What do you think Peach prefers him as?
It sure as hell ain't no plumber.
No, fuck no.
You know? I'm thinking she probably prefers just the,
Mushroom Mario.
Just Mushroom Mario, just bigger.
Dominate.
Bigger is better.
Yeah. I don't know. That elephant trunk could probably do some things, though.
It probably could. We're going to find out. It'd be nice if there was like an adult version and, the kids version.
I'm sure it'll get modded.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. One can hope.
Oh, yeah.
You'll have to let me know.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, because you...
I'll invite you over.
He plays them on his PC illegally.
That's not true.
Just kidding. He owns the games.
Yep.
Does that really make it better? For the Switch?
You know what? There's like a...
I'm going to get you in trouble.
I'm
You're going to jail.
Like, people say that online, but I don't think that's how the law exactly works.
Well, especially when it comes to Nintendo.
Yeah,
because they have their own law.
Like, say if like Nintendo actually came for you,
above the law.
They seriously are. They're their own entity. They rule this fucking world.
Yeah.
But I think, like, say you have like a game that you've emulated, it has like a serial code or something along the file, I assume. And if that doesn't tie up to your actual copy, then technically, I guess you would have it illegally.
Because I've always, it is kind of like, it's like a gray area.
Yeah.
Because I've always heard that, if I'm just fucking stealing the ROM and just, the ISO file, playing the ISO file or whatever, like that's bad.
Yeah.
But I've always seen like, oh, well, if you have the game and you go through this one process of like burning the disc onto your computer and blah, 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 like it's not bad as long as you own the game.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole process, but like I remember.
Like I am not doing that process. I'm downloading it illegally.
Yeah, dude. MU Paradise. Well, can't really do that now.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to all the homies out there making awesome fucking ROM hacks and then getting destroyed by Nintendo.
Yeah. I mean, someone had to sacrifice. Sacrifices had to be made.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you volunteering for tribute.
There's rotting in jail.
Hold on. Did I finish my points on that? So again, graphics and animations look incredible with a big focus on music and sound design, as well as a new Wonder Flower, which, when obtained, seems to do something different to Mario or the world around him. One even turned him into an elephant, like we said. Will be a day one purchase for me, and looks like a lot of fun to play with friends and family who are familiar with platforming, or else you're going to get pissed off and cuss someone out.
100%.
These games, although they look childish, these are some of the hardest fucking games.
I mean, platformers
These games are
arguably the hardest fucking games.
Yeah, World 1 and 2 is going to confuse the shit out of you because you're like, oh man, this is fucking, I can do this. I'm good at these games.
Mommy, I want that game. It's Cuphead. Sure, Johnny, here you go.
I mean, Adam Blank over here.
Yeah.
I guess it'll humble the fuck out of you.
Fuck yeah, well.
You know?
I'm sure
I think kids these days need that. So, yes.
Well, what's crazy is there's a lot of kids out there. Like, I mean, you think back to like when you were a kid. You were beating games at a very young age. That now you think about it and you're like, an 8-year-old can beat that game?
Dude.
So you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But you were doing that back then.
Yeah.
So kids are really, like, you can see a fucking 7-year-old on Fortnite just fucking destroying people.
Yeah. That is true.
You know what I mean? So realistically, there's definitely people under 10 years old, probably a lot, that have beaten Cuphead.
Yeah. They just have the time for one, and just the patience.
The patience, yeah, because like when we were kids, we were playing games over and over and over and over until we beat them.
Well, yeah, I mean that was your only, unless you were like a rich kid, that was your only option.
Yeah,
we got like 3 games per year, 1 for your birthday and 2 for Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's
if that, you know,
the gaming library now is so fucking massive compared to what it was.
Yeah,
indie games didn't even exist really.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like a back in my day kind of guy, but
that's truly how it was.
It's true. Yeah. So
yeah, it's like I got GTA San Andreas, woohoo! I can spend fucking 500 hours on that game until I get my next game.
Yeah, pretty much. Hell, you mentioning like thinking back on games that we beat as kids, like how was I 9 years old and grasped the strategy to Duelist of Roses?
Seriously.
How did
honestly, dude, that first fucking match,
deck building.
That first match that we played took us an hour and we lost.
Yeah.
We fucking lost.
So see, that's the thing. Nowadays, we're like, fuck that game. Which not, because I love that game.
Yeah, great game.
But like back in the day, you're like, fuck. Well, my homework's done. I got 10 hours till bedtime. Let's go again, baby. You know? You didn't have shit to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Your fucking Dragon Ball Z doesn't come on till 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
You're fucking good, dude.
Yeah, dude. I watched my Digimon when I got home from school.
There were no fucking Netflix just to watch it all, binge it. No.
Yeah.
You had to wait till that fucking Alien Suit Toonami guy came on.
Mm-hmm.
Watch that shit.
You're watching Toonami.
There ain't no like, I'll watch it tomorrow. I recorded it, which we eventually got there.
Yeah, we eventually.
But, you know, we weren't there then.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mario Bros. Wonder looks sick. Those games are hard.
Yeah. What else do you have as far as the Nintendo Direct?
No, that was it.
That was it?
That was it.
Cool.
Yeah, because again, we have they showed off some other stuff. I kind of
showed a few things. I know the Arkham series is coming to Switch. I don't know how the fuck that's going to run on the Switch.
First 2 I can see.
The first 2, but Arkham City is the last one, right?
Knight.
Arkham Knight. That one barely ran on the fucking PS3.
I think that game still runs better on the PS4 than it does the PC.
Was it PS4 it came out?
That
for?
one was PS4.
Oh, okay,
sorry,
yeah. No, when it ported to the PC, it was you couldn't fucking run it with the highest end graphics card at the time.
Yeah,
probably 1080.
It's still, I mean, like there's some demanding games out there now, but like it's still relatively a demanding game.
Yeah,
you know. So potato mode.
Are they going to do this through cloud?
They're going to speak with what's that studio? The people that made Cyberpunk. In The Witcher, they're gonna be like, hey, how did you port The Witcher 3 over to the Switch?
Well,
send us that graphics engine. Let's just make Batman with that.
What's funny is when Cyberpunk released for the PS4, they took it off the store because it ran like shit.
Yeah. Oh, it did. It did.
But then it eventually went back months later.
But I guess it is fair if you can put The Witcher 3 on the Switch. I guess you can put Arkham Knight on the Switch.
Yeah, I mean.
But obviously, it's going to be like, I joke and say potato mode, but it's going to be
like what they showed in the trailer was PC a lot of like pre-rendered
like
video cutscenes. Yeah. So definitely not what I'm getting for the Switch.
Yeah. But yes, we're getting that. They did have like a big reveal on like Pikmin 4, which if that's up your alley, that did look sweet. It's just there's so many games coming out that I'm just going to probably have to pass over that one. I didn't grow up playing those games. Mm-hmm. We got a look at, the board game Gloomhaven?
Yeah.
Like an RPG. Well, they're making that into a strategy deck building game now. Mm-hmm. Like if you're into that stuff, that's probably going to be like excellent. we're getting a new like remake, like a 2.5 pixel remake of one of the Star Ocean games.
Yeah.
That seriously looked pretty cool, but again, you've seen those release dates. All that's coming out in one quarter of the year.
And that's just Nintendo.
Yeah, that's just Nintendo. But I mean, like I said at the beginning, this was a really good direct.
Yeah,
like
great.
There's a lot of stuff to get hype on. Honestly, just if you haven't watched it, just watch the whole Nintendo Direct. You'll see all this shit and all the other stuff I missed, or just didn't feel like writing on. Like it's worth your time. It's like 40 minutes of just fucking epic releases coming out.
Unless you only play shooters, then maybe I'd pass.
Yeah. If you're just
it's a fucking Nintendo Direct.
if you're just if the last 3 games you played were Call of Duty Warzone, Destiny 2, or The Division, you could probably skip out. I'm not calling out anyone in particular.
Yeah.
No one I know very closely, not a part of my family, who just probably recently played those 3 games.
Definitely not a cousin. They don't share a last name, and for some reason they really, really don't, or maybe do like cats. But yeah.
They definitely didn't live solely in this room at one point in their lives. Definitely
and kind of where you were sitting almost, they definitely didn't fuck an egg.
Dude, yeah, this is probably exactly where he fucked the egg.
Yeah.
I mean,
shout out if you know who we're talking about.
If you know, you know. I mean, he's not going to watch this shit, you know. He had the pocket egg. And he recommends.
He does. He tore that thing up.
You have the A++ recommendation.
He only
almost said his name.
He only had it a couple months, and then he threw it away. I was like, yo, what happened to your pocket egg? Not that I was looking for it or anything. I was just asking him about it. He's like, I threw it away. Maybe he didn't, though. Or maybe it just had cat hair all in it.
You have to have that thing on that that Amazon plan where they send you one every 2 months. You know what I'm saying?
Every quarter.
Every quarter, yeah. But Nintendo Direct, check it out. So some random news for you. Just one quick thing, because I seen a recommended video pop up, and I kind of forgot about this project. And it's something I've been interested in for a little while now, because they've been working on this for 11 years now. So, new Sky Oblivion video has been released, going into great depth on the progress that has been made and what exactly is still in progress. Their goal is to release... their goal of release is set for 2025. Yeah. So this will have been a 13-year project. And based off the video, there's still a lot that has to be done. So I would be grateful and excited if it does release as early as 2025, but I would not be surprised if that gets pushed. And if you don't know, Sky Oblivion is a project that modders have taken, like the, what's it called? The creation kit.
The creation kit and the Skyrim engine.
Yeah, the Skyrim engine. And they're creating Oblivion in its entirety and just adding a few little things, tweaking this. Obviously, it's going to look better. It's in the Skyrim engine. And they're creating the entirety of Oblivion with the Skyrim engine.
It's going to be so fucking cool.
It is going to be really fucking cool. And just based off the video, I mean, obviously they're showing a lot of stuff that is complete, and it looks...
You know what would be awesome?
Really good. What's that?
What if... So, I think these dudes probably do take, like, donations. The Sky Oblivion people.
Oh, they have to. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they put so much fucking work into it.
Yeah.
So they have to get paid something. But I feel like it would be awesome if once they finish it, release the final product, I hope Microsoft and, Todd Howard and everybody sees it.
Mm-hmm.
And they buy it from them for like a fuck ton of money, release it AAA style. Wouldn't that be sick, dude?
That would be sick. Like, instead of like re-releasing Skyrim again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You sent me something, excuse me.
Yep.
That
I was about to bring it up.
5+ years? You go ahead.
So Phil Spencer from Microsoft, if you follow anything Bethesda, you know that Microsoft bought Bethesda a couple years ago, I think, at this point.
So Phil Spencer is
the head of Microsoft.
And Todd Howard is Bethesda.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I don't even know how many billions they bought Bethesda for, but it was a lot.
Gazillion is what I heard.
Yeah. I mean, Bethesda's definitely one of the best studios for sure.
Yeah.
But Phil Spencer from Microsoft said that Skyrim is 5.
Elder Scrolls 6.
What did I say?
Skyrim.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting it again.
Hey, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
It's going to come out for the PlayStation 6.
Once more. We're going to get it at least once more.
So,
this is why it's been taking so long, because they're remaking Skyrim.
Dude, seriously.
Not remastering, they're remaking.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Maybe.
Oh, God, it's so sad.
Ask Phil and Todd.
But fucking Phil Spencer from Microsoft said that the Elder Scrolls 6 is at least 5 or more years from releasing. And we got that fucking teaser trailer back in like 2018, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
it's already been 5 years.
All right. So my prediction is, Microsoft, this isn't going to be any like Sony versus Microsoft thing, but as Adam Blank famously says, let's call a spade a spade. Microsoft has been losing for a long time since they fucking started early in the 2000s. I think when 2018 came, Sony probably had a powerhouse of a fucking showcase, and Microsoft probably didn't have fucking
nothing.
Know
what?
I
think
to put
you actually
forward.
Might be right.
I think they didn't really have much to put forward. They knew that they were in the works.
They probably hadn't even started
of Elder Scrolls 6.
They were
probably
just like
very early.
Yeah.
So they came up with something. It was a teaser trailer. Didn't show off any fucking engine or anything.
We
it was
have
just
not
some
seen
landscape, and it just said Elder Scrolls 6. That's probably all they had made at the time.
If I'm remembering correctly, we haven't seen anything since then.
Oh, we have not.
Yeah.
We have not. So I guarantee probably a few years prior, that's probably when they started. So we're not getting it for another 5 years. That will be 2028 at least.
So it's been...
Well, at the earliest, 2028. So that'll be the 10 years that it's probably taken to like make the game.
Yeah.
So it's making sense.
So we have not... If that's accurate, if we get this game in 2028, it'll have been a 15-year gap from Skyrim, Elder Scrolls 5 to Elder Scrolls 6.
And
that's pretty much while working on it.
Honestly, whenever we do get it, like honestly at this point, I mean, you heard all the games that are coming out. Like we want Elder Scrolls 6, but take your time. We have so much other shit that we can be playing.
Oh yeah,
I'm not
definitely.
mad.
Yeah.
There's so much other shit for us to play.
I've been waiting this long, so.
But when this comes out, and again, please take your time, because essentially this game is going to have to last us 20 years till Elder Scrolls 7, Yeah. And I remember when they were talking about this game, I think it was Todd Howard, he was saying like, I want this to be a game, pretty much what we did with Skyrim. People have been playing Skyrim for 12 years now.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I want this to be a game that people can play 10, 15 years later and still like discover new things and it still be like a new experience, fresh experience.
And pretty much all modern day Bethesda games are like that. Like you can go back to Fallout 3, you can go back to Morrowind, you can go back to Oblivion, Skyrim, all the other Fallouts aside from 76. But yeah, I mean, all of them are just, they age gracefully.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can go back to, I haven't played Fallout 3 or New Vegas in a long time, but I can go back to it and probably have a really good time.
Yeah.
I know Ken recently did.
Yeah.
I think
I seen him on New Vegas yesterday.
Yesterday? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. What are the odds? Well, New Vegas was incredible. But, like those games are, I mean, Oblivion.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite game of all time.
I mean, Skyrim, for me, one of my favorites.
I go back to it and it's still just as fun.
I remember
it's
being
fresh every time. I don't know how, but it is.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. There's something so magical about the fucking Bethesda games. It's, one of the best studios.
We could have an episode just talking about this. We could have several episodes just talking about this, but yes.
I mean, I did see it like a headline from somebody from either Bethesda or Microsoft on Starfield, and it said it's going to be, I can't remember the word they used, but essentially it's going to be stupid fucking big.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just what they've shown us. Like, this game is easily the most ambitious game ever.
Like I wish
ever created.
Yeah, I wish I was more into sci-fi, so that I'd have that hype.
Yeah.
To want to play it that much, but I just am not. I'm way more on the high fantasy edge.
So I'm just wondering if. So obviously, if Starfield, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always get Starfield and Star Citizen.
Yeah.
So if Starfield delivers, that will be a game that you can play for 15, 20 years and still discover new shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not able to do what you do in Starfield in a medieval fantasy world because you can't fucking be in a spaceship and go to different planets.
Yeah.
But if you create such a rich, huge world, what if like it's that level big?
Yeah.
For Elder Scrolls 6, and that's what's taken so long.
Well, you know what's fucking crazy? So, a lot of shit that we've seen in like the Elder Scrolls, purely in Tamriel, right?
Well,
because that's what the world's called, right?
Everything in the game is just a piece of Tamriel.
Exactly.
Because Cyrodiil, it's just like this. Here's Tamriel.
Yeah.
Here's Morrowind. Here's Tamriel.
That's what I'm saying.
Here's Skyrim. Here's Tamriel.
Like if Elder Scrolls 6 is like that big and you get all of Tamriel, that would be insane. However,
I don't think we're getting that.
I don't think so.
But yes.
But there's just...
Eventually.
If they like...
It's called ESO.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But like if they were to like match Starfield in that way to like different planets.
Yes.
Tamriel, you can't compare that to like different planets, but you have like Oblivion.
It's like an equivalent.
Yeah, like you have these other ethers, these different worlds within the world, and all these gods and deities and shit. So there's just so much that they could potentially explore and add to the lore and shit like that. Yeah.
I mean, in Oblivion, you have Gates of Oblivion that take you to different realms and shit. Like you can have that. We have magic in this world, you know. So we don't have the spaceships that take us to different worlds, but we have
magic portal. To do that.
Yeah, we have magic. So I guess I digress on what I previously said, but like, yeah, you can do that. And you know, I hope that maybe that's what's taken so long. All that to say, maybe that's what's taken so long. It's just it's going to be almost on that Starfield level of just huge, like. You're going to play this for the next fucking 20 years because that's how long it's going to take us to make 7.
Yeah.
You know?
Seriously.
I mean, honestly, like, with the amount of time they're putting into 6, they're not going to start on 7 for a very long time. I don't blame them. Yeah. Like, I would be like, we need to fucking break from medieval. Let's fucking new IP. Do something different. They're not going to start working on 7.
Yeah.
At least, I don't know. I'm just a guy. I don't know the process, but I'd imagine they wouldn't do that. If anything, maybe a new Fallout. They kind of
probably
teeter-totter back and forth. All that from talking about Sky Oblivion.
Seriously.
Sorry, do you have anything else you want to say on that?
Nah, I mean, we milked that cow.
Yeah, so again, all that to say, huge, both huge Oblivion fans. It's going to be awesome to see Oblivion like recreated in the Skyrim engine. Even if it is like outdated, it's still just going to be so much better. And again, they're tweaking things. They're making things different here. They're making it more interesting. It's not going to be the same like vanilla game, just new graphics engine. They have some freedom,
Yeah.
They're not getting paid, They're taking, I'm sure, donations here and there, but like they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
So super stoked for that. I'm hoping 2025, but again, make it perfect, man. Take your time. If you got to push it, push it. So, Final Fantasy 16, not 15. 16. You ready to talk about 16?
Yeah, let's do it.
Damn, we could do an episode all on just 16 and our thoughts.
I guess we should preface, we have not played this game.
We have not played this game. So, we watched GameRanks' very popular videos, before you buy videos, for this game, and I gotta say, it looks up our alley, for sure. So he had noted that if you are a Final Fantasy fan, it will really come down to preference whether you really enjoy the game. I think anyone can enjoy the game, but there's a lot of Final Fantasy purists that want to go back to like turn-based, and many gamers are petty, so they see ARPG, action RPG, and they're just like, I'm not even touching that. They won't even try the game out. So again, it really comes down to preference, whether you will really enjoy it. And my preference is that I will. I'm gonna love the fuck out of this game, and I haven't even played it. So the graphics look stunning. The gameplay we seen was running on the PS5, which will honestly probably be the way that I play. Are you gonna do PC?
Did it release for PC?
I mean, I really don't know, but I just assumed.
I thought it was PlayStation only. I could be wrong. I actually want to look that up real quick.
I'd be surprised if it didn't come out on the Xbox. But yeah, found out for us. So again, the gameplay that we had seen, it was on the PS5. The graphics look stunning. Combat looks like it feels good and satisfying, and the world and tone is darker and gritty.
PlayStation 5 is timed exclusive.
Oh, it's a timed exclusive.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you just not even going to wait? You're definitely going to get it on the PS5?
I'm thinking so, yeah.
Okay. I mean, it looked fucking awesome. Like, it's obviously, if it's optimized well, it's going to play and look better on the PC, but like... Yeah, it looks fucking great on the PS5. You're not gonna miss out on anything.
I played fucking 7 Remake on the PS4. I can definitely play.
Yeah, even on the PS4, that game looked.
I have to put some use into my fucking PlayStation 5. I've only played one game.
It's not a God of War machine, Robert.
I've had it since November. I've played one game on it.
It's not a God of War machine. So again, the graphics look stunning. Combat looks like it feels good and satisfying, and the world in tone is darker and gritty, which has me very excited. Because not that like Final Fantasy is just so like innocent and immature, but like it's nice to get like a darker, like almost berserk Dragon's Dogma mature world. That was the first vibe I got was Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, that's what I want. Like there's like some quirky shit in like 7, 9, 10, but this one looks and seems very serious.
Well, he did say towards the end it does kind of hit that Japanese trope of being like silly and stuff that you
lightens
see.
Up a bit.
Yeah, lightens up, which is fine. I love those moments. We just got done talking about Pokemon and Mario for an hour. That's as lighthearted and like innocent, charming as it gets. So like I enjoy that, but it's nice to have the balance of like this fucking like dark, gritty games. And apparently he says fuck a lot in this game.
Yeah.
That's adult shit. Person.
I fucking love that.
So he says fuck a lot. Hopefully he fucks a lot in this game.
Sir fucks a lot.
Sir fucks a lot. That's what I was thinking. So yeah, world is in tone is much more dark and gritty than other Final Fantasy games. So honestly, Final Fantasy fan or not, let's just play and take it for what it is. Combat looks like it has a lot of combo variety and just variety in general with normal attacks and spells, along with evades, perfect evades for counters, and mapped out trigger and face button attacks that pack more of a punch that are eventually customizable and range from things like attacks, ranged attacks, buffs, and grabs. So what I mean by that is we've all played those like fighting games where you have your normal block and attack and jump, but if you hit the trigger, it then changes what those face buttons do to allow you to like map different attacks and different abilities to those buttons. So that's what I mean by that. And each one has a cooldown, but I love that. It just allows for that much more customization, and apparently you can change those those attacks that you have mapped out on the fly. So honestly, just like an infinite number of combos that you can do.
You know what would have been made really good use of that if didn't get super fucking OP? Harry Potter. Or sorry, Hogwarts Legacy.
I thought you could do that though. What are you saying?
No, you could, but there's no point since you just fucking kill everybody in 2 spells.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, especially
you have 4 different slots you can unlock with 4 different abilities. So you have like 16 abilities you can use.
Yeah, that is true. But like, you only really need to use 2 abilities.
Yeah.
Because
God forbid you have the killing curses.
Once you like level up in with your skill trees, once you like leveled up the right things or acquired the right things, you're just fucking OP.
So fucking
even
OP.
And again, if you watch the video, yes, I played in easy mode for a little while. Because early on it was difficult for me to get the hang of it. So easy mode really let me get the hang of it really quickly, and switching it over there was really no difference. I'll be honest. Even on the hardest setting, like that shit's super fucking easy mode. Once you grasp it. But pack more of a punch, eventually customizable range from attack. Okay, so yeah, you got the face buttons you're able to like map out and stuff, which is fucking sick. And in the video, he also had said that like the summons, Aeons, GS, whatever you want to call them, whatever they're called in this game.
Yeah, I don't even know what they're called in this game.
They're a big part of the story apparently, and the game in general. So that's really fucking cool because
that's what I've been wanting.
Some of the coolest
Fantasy.
fucking shit in any Final Fantasy game. Like I remember when Final Fantasy VII came out, didn't play it. That was way beyond me. But like, I think I went over to a cousin's house. He was a little bit older, and maybe it was Final Fantasy X, but I seen him use a summon, and this is like 2001. Yeah. But as a kid, again, I couldn't play that game, then and there because that was beyond me. But watching it, I was like, holy fuck, look at that monster. Look at that attack he's doing. That's so fucking cool. Like, that's always been like the pinnacle of like, how cool Final Fantasy is. Those fucking summons. So that's sick that they're like a big part of the game. The story. You only play as the main protagonist character, Clive, in this game. So some people may be bummed. I really don't care. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it is cool to like have that party system. However, it's also bad because then you have to keep up with all those characters, and that can sometimes be a detriment to...
That can be a detriment. Really, it just, again, does come down to preference. Some people love that shit.
Yeah.
Some people love that the balance of like almost like the meta at that point of like finding new gear and then instantly going into your inventory and equipping the best gear and like testing all that out. Going out, killing 20 enemies, getting new gear, instantly going... some people love that. I feel like you do have to have a balance. So maybe just having the main character that you play as, it just kind of has more of a balance. Is maybe easier to balance. But yeah, I feel like it probably is a step back because a lot of the modern day Final Fantasy games you can play as multiple characters. So I guess maybe it would be a step back. But again, I'm okay with that. More of a focus on the main character, Clive. The guy in the video, he made it seem like he's very like passable. Like I'm sure he's like very cliche in his motives, and he's like that. What's the word? Like angsty kind of fucking main character. But you get that in every Final Fantasy game. So yeah, for me, not a big deal that Clive is like the only playable character. So maybe that allows you to, as long as the like with the party system, like 15 for example. You could switch and stuff between your characters. But, like, the interactions is what I like. So, I'm fine with playing as Clive as long as, like, you still get those, like, party interactions. Because I like the characters talking. Like, it adds to the lore.
Good
it adds
dynamics
to the story.
And shit.
Good dialogue. Good dynamics. As long as that's there, which the video we watched made it seem like it's there. Like, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Some people won't like it. I admit it's a setback, but I'm okay with it.
And from what the game or the video referenced, there's a lot of story, a lot of cutscenes, which is awesome for a Final Fantasy because Square Enix always goes like all out on that shit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at Final Fantasy X, 2001. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from that, but I mean, like the actual cutscenes were fucking good.
Yeah. Oh, like the CG, like the Blitzball early fucking Sir Orin cutscene. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, that shit was sick. That's a very memorable like opening scene. It's one of the best. And honestly, that brings me to my next point was the game is full of cutscenes and QuickTime events. Me and Robert are big fans of QuickTime events.
Oh yeah.
Again, that will come down to preference, and I personally love them both. Some people. Like the meme is, and even he had mentioned it, is Metal Gear Solid 4. Like that game is known for just having like really long cutscenes.
I think it has like 7 hours or more.
Yeah, like a third of that game is like cutscenes at least, or like a fourth of that game is cutscenes. But one of them in particular in that game is over an hour long.
Yeah.
Like a full cutscene that's over an hour long. Like that's crazy, but I would not be mad at that.
Kojima is fucking insane.
Dude that dude
just made him to put insane. A fucking movie in there.
Seriously. I don't think we're getting cutscenes that long. But I like cutscenes. I enjoy just like a break. Just fucking watch the action go on. And QuickTime events, again, it's kind of you're watching the action, just waiting for a button to pop up. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But that's really all I got on Final Fantasy 16. Just fucking ready to finish Judgment just so I can hop on that game ASAP. I'm pretty stoked on that. Oh, well, need to finish Tears of the Kingdom too. Which that episode will be coming soon. Not going to give any date on that, but soon. Right? Yeah. We can agree that's coming soon.
Yeah, like a Nintendo Direct soon.
Yeah, coming soon. This year. I can promise you that.
Yeah, it's coming this year, even if it's half-assed.
It's definitely not going to cover everything. Honestly,
it's not possible.
I will pass the ball to you for that. You've done a lot more. But we're definitely going to cover the main meat and potatoes of the game.
We're going to cover every side quest, every main quest, every
Korok location,
every single Korok location,
shrine
down
location.
to the fucking coordinates.
Yeah, we're going to tell you how to solve each puzzle, how to get this buddy over to his buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be at least a 300-hour podcast.
Godspeed, Korok 1. We have liftoff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that episode's coming soon. Stoked for that.
You could start a podcast entirely on Tears of the Kingdom.
I mean, there's podcasts
and you'd have endless episodes
solely on like Legend of Zelda. But yes, Tears of the Kingdom, you could definitely do that. There's so many characters.
A fucking walkthrough guide on Tears of the Kingdom podcast.
I actually do have the it's like a collector's edition strategy guide for that game coming in.
That's cool.
Soon.
Fuck yeah.
So I'm sure that's a girthy boy. It's like the Bible.
It has to
be. The Bible of Zelda.
Yeah.
Legend of Zordo. But again, super stoked on Final Fantasy 16. I can't wait to play that.
Yeah. Delve into the world of Final Fantasy 16.
To text about that. Oh
and
my gosh, did you get to this boss fight?
We get another Cid, which is awesome.
Oh, and he had said that this is the best Cid.
Yeah.
He just wanted to say that. He was like, hey, I just got to say this is the best Cid in any Final Fantasy game. Which he had also said this isn't his favorite Final Fantasy game, but he hyped it up.
Yeah.
So I'm stoked. Again, probably comes down to preference, but my preference is yes. But for today, that's all I had. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
Do you like pudding?
I haven't had pudding in a while, but I do like just, classic, just like chocolate fudge pudding. Yeah.
Do you like putting these nuts in your mouth?
Okay, you got me there. It didn't end with E, so I wasn't ready for that one. You got me there. And I think that's a good spot to end on.
Yep.
If you ask me. I don't think it gets better than that.
Signing off.
You got me. You got my ass, man. You got my ass. But I do like putting these nuts in my mouth.
Yeah. I'm more of a vanilla guy.
Yeah, I just didn't want to end that and like not answer your question.
Fair. I actually like butterscotch too.
Butterscotch pudding? That's a thing?
Hell yeah. It's been a thing forever.
Oh, no, I didn't know.
It's good. If you like butterscotch.
Rice pudding's not bad.
I like rice pudding. Yeah. I think some brands can suck.
Tapioca?
Tapioca's good.
Oh, okay. You're a pudding man.
I'll put these nuts in your mouth.
Robert loves a pudding.